Hi y'all, it's your girl Kristen Christiana back again with another tea for the week. And what are we gonna be talking about today? I'm actually excited about today because like today is it's a good subject. It's a really good subject. So we are in the car, in the go, getting ready to get some Starbucks and um I just wanted to talk about this subject because it's kind of near and dear, and it's also kind of like partially the season that I'm in as well too. Yeah, that's what we're gonna get into today. So, and I just wanted to talk about the beauty of transitions. Like everybody wants like how you started. Sometimes we are getting a little bit more transparent about going in the in between, and also um the end. Like most people are excited about the end, but there's this beautiful in between phase that that's where most of the ups and downs and the highs and lows are. So yeah, I wanted to go into that a bit and just talk about that. So I'm getting ready to get my Starbucks and then I'll get back with you guys, but in the meantime, like, yeah, the hardest part is once you get started. And like, but sometimes it can be just as equally as hard to keep going once you got started. Because, yeah, like I said, I'm in the middle of one, and I just want to lay some nuggets about just the, even in some of its unknown, the uncomfortableness of the unknown, it's got so many beautiful factors that I'm learning to change my mindset to look at. And if I sound a little nasally, it's probably because um I didn't have like a full blown cold, but I had like the sniffles. So forgive me. But yeah. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. So if you haven't done it already, if you like it and you love it and you want more of it, this kind of content, don't forget to hit that. Don't forget to hit the like button, that subscribe button, and the notification bell. Just so you know when your girl's back on. Back in the car again because I love days like today. Like I love days like this. It's nice, and like where most people will be probably like, this is like a day because it's a little drizzly. It's not too cold. It's not too hot. And it's like the beginning of spring. So a lot of like the trees are blooming and everything like that. I love days like this. And the day itself, just kind of to a degree, kind of inspired this tea for the week. So I don't have my tea, but I don't have my tea, but I did get my Buc-ee's. So we are going to be sipping on that as we go through. This is a very pivotal thing that I've had actually happen to me. Basically, I had this like huge like discovery. Someone kind of pointed out, like I said, I do like emotional health trainings and stuff like that to give y'all like this good tea. So I had someone point out recently that you're always on the go, Christiana. You're always on the go. When do you pause and like stop and smell the roses? Take in what you've accomplished. Because for me, if anybody's like me, like I have this thing where I'll be completely honest, I can be very determined, and sometimes I can get a little lazy. Okay, like I feel like it's lazy, and also I feel like that might also be because I'm a little hard on me sometimes, and somebody might be able to relate to that. Like you don't give yourself enough credit or a break. But you ain't the only one. I'm learning to do it too. I'm learning to celebrate me and the things that I've achieved. And I'm learning to also, that doesn't necessarily negate the fact that I still have so much more to accomplish. It doesn't negate the fact that that's the case. It's just stopping to smell the roses. Because I think this is from Kung Fu Panda. I'm almost certain it was, but this is some good tea. Okay, don't judge me. Don't judge me. It's some good tea. They said, yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. But today, the present is a gift. That is why it's called a present. And oh my gosh, that like, so was like for me. Like, I was just like, oh my gosh. And sometimes it's like when you think you're living in the moment by taking advantage of every second that you can to get you to the next level, it can make it seem like you're just, it kind of, you can trick yourself into thinking that you're living in the moment. But you're not. You're not living in the moment because you're too busy worrying about, like, you know, the next phase, the next thing that you got to get to, the next milestone that you have to reach. And that's not a bad thing. It's not. It's not. But the beauty about being in a transition is stopping to look at what you've accomplished thus far. Pat yourself on the back, throw yourself a party, and then take the steps. Slowly start to plan out your steps for the next thing. Yes, but there's someone also once said there's a power in the pause. So pause, sometimes you got to push pause on your life and just breathe in where you're at. The good, the bad, and the ugly, because all of it serves you to a degree. Nothing, even like you can turn anything into a victory story. Literally can. So and that's another tea for another day. Okay. But like in the transition period, that is a pivotal thing to make sure that you do is stop to smell the roses. Stop to embrace the fact that you're in a major change and look at where you've been and where you're going and celebrate that, especially when you're going up. Okay? And if you don't see, if you're going up, if it feels like it's linear, or if you feel like you're going this way, stop and pause and learn the lesson in it. Because life is our biggest teacher. So, I mean, like, that is one thing in transition season that I'm on myself. Because like I said, if I give it to you, I'm practicing and learning it too. That I am learning to do. And just, I mean... And I will say that it can do wonders for just your mental state, especially if you're someone who looks further down the road and you start to get antsy or anxious about all the work that you got to do, all the work that you got to accomplish, all this stuff. If you take that moment and praise yourself for what you've done, I promise you, it'll give you, it most times, 9 times out of 10, it should give you that feeling of, look at how great I am. Look at what I've done. And look what I'm in the midst of doing. Like, you gotta celebrate yourself. You do. So, and then the transition period. Like, I won't say it's one of my favorite seasons because, like, honestly, you can miss me with the hot, cold. But I love how, like, when the flowers, especially, like I said, on days like this, the rain, because the rain seems like it's so, for some people, I can see some gloomy, but I see the beauty in it. It's like, it's necessary. Like, moments like these, days like these are necessary. And they add the beauty in your transition story. They really do. So, like, you have to be able to, I think the most beautiful process in a transition period is not the start. Like, because that's fleeting. You get it, you start, you get it done, and now it's just practicing and learning. The end can kind of be like, okay, I've done it, now what? Is the in-between, the budding of the rose. Like that, the budding of the flowers. That is sometimes the most beautiful part of the journey because you're seeing it grow and you never know what it's going to look like. And yes, it's some, like, for people who may suffer from like anxiety stuff, like the fear of the unknown, like that can be a major thing. But if you stop to see the beauty and, oh my gosh, all the possibilities of what it's going to be, there's a level of wonder in that. And then that's the phase where you can get all the things that you want to get done, correct any past mistakes in there to tweak it to make it the best rose, the best bud, the best flower that you want it to be. And there's so much beauty in that because that's like anything is possible in this space. Anything is possible. So the transition period, like, I feel like it's so underplayed. Like being in the space of it growing. It's so underplayed. Like, yes, it feels like sometimes we get tunnel vision in it. And we forget to kind of just take in this moment. Because, when this chapter closes, that's it for the chapter. And we can also apply this to our lives, like we're living our lives now. Our life is now. We're making the story, writing our book of our lives now. And we're in a constant phase of transition. This is the time to take in and really enjoy it. So, just today, the weather and everything just inspired me to do this for you guys, and also where I'm at in my life, because it's just so spot on. Just the beauty that being in the middle of one thing closing and another thing opening. And this is the part where you get to dream your wildest, really can. And then you start taking the steps, because faith without works is dead. So you create the vision, you write it down, you say it out loud, even if it's to yourself. And then you start taking steps, small steps, to complete it. And that is the beauty of the transition. The transition gives you a pause to plan, a pause to look back at what you've done, to learn from what you've done, and to set your course for the future. So, and like I said, I'm learning it too. There are times I'm great at it, and there's sometimes I ain't at it. So I just wanted to share this bit with you of this aha moment that came across to me, and being in the transition. One nugget, a major thing to take in when you're in a transition. So I hope it helped. I can't wait till we talk again. I don't know if it'll be in the car again. I love hanging out with you guys. But always remember, my kind of designing your own kind of life, and never forget to dream. Love you guys.